Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to continue with our 1950 one and done playoff tournament. Second round game, bracket 1. The 1950 Boston Red Sox, who finished third in the American League with a record of 94 wins and 60 losses. Who defeated Cincinnati in round 1, 7-5. In a slugfest here at Fenway, will take on the St. Louis Browns, also of the American League, the number 7 seed. They finished 58-96. St. Louis surprised Brooklyn, the Dodgers, at Ebbets Field in a tremendous slugfest, 11-8, and they advanced and moved to Fenway to face the Boston Red Sox. So let's go to the matchup here at Fenway. Let's go to the visiting St. Louis Browns, who would become the Baltimore Orioles. Batting first, the catcher, Lawler. Batting second, the left fielder, Kokos. Batting third, the first baseman, Leinhart. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Coleman. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Severs. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Wood. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Upton. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Friend. Batting ninth, and doing the pitching, Overmeyer. For the Boston Red Sox, batting first, playing center field, Dom DiMaggio. Batting second, the third baseman, Johnny Pesky. Batting third, the shortstop, Vern Stevens. Batting fourth, playing first base, Walt Dropo. Both Stevens and Dropo drove in 144 runs in 1950. Batting fifth, playing for Ted Williams, the batting champion of 1950, Billy Goodman, excuse me. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Bobby Doerr. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Zeke Zarella. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Bertie Tibbetts. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 15, Joe Dobson. He went 15 wins, 10 losses, earned run average of 4.14. And in the chat, we have Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. How are you, Eric? Check out Higher Ground Gaming. He's doing a Bobby Orr retro replay of his rookie season. Check that out. He also has a lot of baseball and some RPG play there. And you'll meet not just Eric, but Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. Wonderful channel, Higher Ground Gaming. I subscribe, and so should you. And up at the plate now for the St. Louis Browns, Sherman Lawler. Behind the plate, as we stated, Bertie Tibbetts for the Red Sox. Average catcher, 5 out of 10 defensive abilities with an excellent arm, 7 out of 10. Johnny Pesky at third, 8 out of 10 range. Very good third baseman. Vern Stevens, average range at short. Bobby Doerr, excellent at second with range defensively. And Walt Dropo, not so good at defensive range. He's average, 5 out of 10. You have Billy Goodman in left, more known for his stick than his fielding. He's 4 out of 10 range, 4 out of 10 arm. He can play multitudes of positions. Dominic DiMaggio in center, 8 out of 10 range, 5 out of 10 arm. And Zeke Zarella, average range in right with an average arm. So let's get ready to play. And now we also have Mark Forsberg in the chat. How are you, my friend? He's joined us 2 nights in a row in the chat. Always good to see our good friend Mark Forsberg and Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. So Lawler steps to the plate. And again, the St. Louis Browns upset the Brooklyn Dodgers in a slugfest at Ebbets Field, which was one of the funnest games I've played. They beat the Dodgers 11-8. It's outstanding. Normally, I would play the lower seed, but my rule is I always play any Boston team. So I will play as the Braves, and I'll play as the Red Sox. Now, if the Red Sox win this game, they will face the Boston. It will be an all-Boston semifinal in bracket 1. Boston at Fenway Park. I will flip a coin. I'll actually do the roll the dice number randomizer, even and odd, and I'll decide, even the Red Sox, odd the Braves. So that's how that'll be decided. But let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Alrighty, so Joe Dobson on the mound. He'll face Lawler, and Lawler's having a pretty good playoff in his first game. He's batting .400, 1 RBI. He went 2 for 5 with a double and an RBI and a run scored. In actuality, he hit .280, 13 home runs, and 65 RBIs doing the catching for the St. Louis Browns. Dobson is known for his curveball. Tibbetts wiggles the fingers. Dobson nods his head. Here's the pitch to Lawler, and we are on our way here at Fenway. And that's going to be a single to center. Drops in front of DiMaggio. So Lawler's on first. Walt Dropa will hold him on. Here comes Dick Cocos. He's batting .500. He was 2 for 4 in Game 1 against the Brooklyn Dodgers with an RBI and 3 runs scored. In actuality, .261, 18 home runs, 67 runs, batting left-handed batter. And he batted .281 off right-handed pitching. Stevens and Dorr pinch the middle, looking to turn 2. Here's the pitch by Dobson. Cocos swings. That's a grounder up the middle. Great play by Bobby Dorr. He rushes to the bag, steps on it, and goes to Dropo. Double play. What a play by Bobby Dorr. Diving, getting up quickly, going to the second base bag, touching it, and firing to Dropo. So that is a 4-3 double play. 2 outs, no one on. Here comes Don Leinhart. He's batting .600, 3 for 5, 1 home run, 2 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. Again, that was a slugfest against the Dodgers at Ebbets Field. In actuality, .273, 22 home runs, 81 runs driven in. Off right-handed pitching, he batted .281. Righty-righty matchup here for Joe Dobson. Tibbetts sets the target. Here's the pitch to Leinhart. Grounder to Stevens. It's past him! He lunged, could not get to the ball, and that's a single. So that double play, that great play by Bobby Dorr at second, looks really good now. As if he doesn't make that diving stop, they probably have bases loaded or possibly a 1-0 lead, the Browns. So 2 outs, 1 on, and here comes Ray Coleman, the number 4 batter, the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 5 in this tournament so far, with a double and a run scored. In actuality, .271 in 1950, 8 home runs, 55 runs driven in, .288 off right-handed pitching. Walt Dropo holding Leinhart on at first, 5 out of 10 base running ability. Dobson looks to first, now in at Tibbetts. Here is the pitch to Coleman. That's a grounder to Dorr. He backhands it and fires to Dropo, side retired. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. 2 up for the Red Sox, Dominic DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky, and Vern Stevens. If anyone gets on, Walt Dropo. Here's Dominic DiMaggio. He's batting .250 with 3 RBIs. He's 1 for 4. In actuality, the little professor batted .326, 7 home runs, 70 runs driven in, scored 131 times. The Red Sox of 1950 won 94 games, and that was only good for 3rd place, as they finished behind the Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. If you look at the 1950 stand-ins, it's quite funny. The top 4 teams are outstanding, and the bottom 4 teams are dreadful. So the top 4 teams beat the bejesus out of the bottom 4 teams in the American League. Behind on the mound for the St. Louis Browns, Stubby Overmeyer, one of the more interesting names, Stubby Overmeyer. He was 9 wins, 12 losses, earned run average 4.19. Behind the plate, you have Sherman Lawler doing the catching. 3 out of 10 defensive ability, average arm. Seavers 4 out of 10 at third defensive ability. Upton, same thing, 4 out of 10 at short. Friend, very good at second, 8 out of 10 defensive range. And Lionheart, 3 out of 10 defensive range at first. In left field, you have Coco, 7 out of 10 defensive range with an average arm. In center, you have Coleman, 5 out of 10 range, 5 out of 10 arm. And in right, you have Wood, who is 5 out of 10 range, but has a very good arm, 7 out of 10. DiMaggio steps in the right-hander's batter's box. Overmeyer is also known for his curveball. That's his payoff pitch, I guess you'll say. Overmeyer walked more than he struck out. He walked 45, struck out 39. DiMaggio will take. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, DiMaggio to take again. 1-1 count, DiMaggio's ready. Lawler goes through the signs. Overmeyer nods his head. He rocks and delivers. DiMaggio swings, and that is a line out to first. Good reaction by Lionheart. So 1 down. Here comes Johnny Pesky. Pesky batting .500 with 1 RBI. He's 2 for 4. In actuality, .312 in 1950. 1 home run, 49 runs driven, and left-handed batter. A lefty-lefty matchup. Pesky batted .323 off left-handed pitching. Overmeyer looks in at Lawler. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Pesky. Pesky swings, and that is a shot to right center field. Wood cuts it off before it can gap him. So a 1-out single for Johnny Pesky. 4 out of 10 base running ability. Lionheart will hold him on. As PB4 Gaming is in the house. How are you, my friend? Good friend of the channel. And just a quick little Walking Dead chat here. He says, Walking Dead storyline has confused me, but what's up? I agree with you, PB4 Gaming, and I might be doing a video in the near future just to go through some of the talking points about The Walking Dead. How are you, my friend? How goes school? Hope all is well with your family. So Vern Stevens comes to the plate. Stevens batting .400 so far in the victory over Cincinnati. No RBIs, 2 for 5 with a double and a run scored. In actuality, Vern Stevens, .295, 30 home runs, 144 runs driven in. 1 out, 1 on. Stevens looking for a pitch he can grip and rip. Here's the delivery by Overmeyer. Stevens swings, that's a pop-up. Upton at short's calling for it. He waits for it, he makes the catch. 2 down. Pesky retreats back to first. So 2 outs. Pesky at first, still being held on by Lionheart. He'll be off on contact. And here comes Walt Dropo, who was dreadful in Game 1. 0 for 5, and he struck out 4 times. I wonder if we can actually I think it was 4 times. They don't give us the strikeouts here, but it was 4 times. And then he popped up the other time. In actuality, Walt Dropo had an excellent year in 1950. .322, 34 home runs, and 144 runs driven in. So, 2 players on the Red Sox drove in 288 runs, and they finished 3rd. Alright, Pesky will be off on contact. Here's the pitch to Dropo, looking for his first hit. And he sends that ball to center field, right at Coleman. And Coleman makes the catch, side retired. We go to the top of the second, scoreless here at Fenway. The winner will face the Boston Braves in Bracket 1 semifinal. If the Red Sox win, it will be an all-Boston semifinal, and that's what the Boston fans are rooting for. Due up for the St. Louis Browns, Seavers, Wood, and Upton. Let me go to the chat. Good friend of the channel, Beatles Eternally. He says, hey, Al, and all, I'm listening, but recreating APA bats for Pure Sim Baseball. That's awesome, Beatles. He shared that with me earlier. Or was it last night? He shared it with me earlier. The days are all melding in as one for me, unfortunately. So here comes Roy Seavers. He's getting his first start here in the tournament. In actuality, .238, 10 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Dobson back up on the hill. Toes that rubber. Looks in at Bertie Tibbetts. Nods his head. Here is the pitch to Seavers. And that's a fly ball to left field. Goodman on the run near the wall, and he makes the catch. Nice running catch by Billy Goodman. He's playing for Ted Williams because Ted Williams only bats .267 off left-handed pitching. And Billy Goodman won the batting title. 1 out, no one on. Here comes Ken Wood. Wood, 4 for 5, 3 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. He was a Brooklyn Dodger killer in the upset at Ebbets Field, batting .800 in the tournament. In actuality, .225, 13 home runs, 62 runs driven in. He does have pop in his bat. Tibbetts pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Wood. He swings, and that's going to drop in to left center field. He has a 1-out single. DiMaggio retrieves it and throws it back in towards the infield. So 1 out. Wood at first, Dropo holding him on, and here comes the shortstop, Tom Upton. Upton, 1 for 2. That's a .500 batting average. .237 in actuality. 2 home runs, 30 RBIs. 6 out of 10 bunter, 5 out of 10 hit and run. Red Sox want to turn 2 up the middle with Stevens and Dorr. Dobson looks to first, now in at Tibbetts. Here's the pitch to Upton. And he walked him. So it's first and second. Dobson struck out 81, walked 81, so he too can have control issues at times. So 1 out, 2 on, and here comes Owen Friend. 10 out of 10 bunter, 2 out of 10 hit and run. He gets his first start of this tournament. 1-and-done playoff tournament. You win, you in. You lose, you snooze. In actuality, Owen Friend in 1950 for the St. Louis Browns hit .237, 8 home runs, 50 RBIs. I do not think he'll be bunting as the pitcher's on deck. Again, the Red Sox want to turn 2 and get out of the inning. 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Friend. That's a slow grounder. Stevens charges in. He fields and he fires to first. Dropo stretches. And he's safe! Friend beats it out for the infield hit. Bases are juiced for the pitcher, Stubby Overmeyer. He can help his own cause and the cause of the St. Louis Browns. Overmeyer batted .167, no home runs, 8 RBIs. The Red Sox will play their infield normal. They'll try to turn 2 here. Dobson wants a strikeout here, or a pop-up. Or double play is what he would prefer. Tibbetts has a quick word with him out on the mound. Now jogs back behind the plate, squats down, goes through the signs. Dobson nods his head. He rocks and delivers to Overmeyer. That's a grounder to Stevens. Stevens backhands it. He goes to Dorr. Dorr quickly. No! He will not turn and fire. Good slide in at second. Prevents him from making the throw to first. Overmeyer will get an RBI and give St. Louis the lead on the fielder's choice. It's 1-0 St. Louis. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the second, top of the order, Sherm Lawler. Lawler's 1 for 1 today. Chance to knock in another run for the Browns. He singled to left center in the first. Higher Ground Gaming says, wow, Williams on the bench. Yes, Williams only hit .267 off left-handed pitching. Billy Goodman batted .343 overall and over .300 against left-handed pitching. He won the batting title in 1950. Alrighty, Dobson's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Lawler. That ball goes deep to left field. Goodman looks up, and he's going to play it off the Green Monster. Overmeyer is actually a pretty decent running pitcher. 6 out of 10 base running ability. 2 outs. We're going to try to make the play to the plate. Throws the pesky, fires to Birdie Tibbetts, and Overmeyer gets in, slides in safely. The Browns jump to a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second thanks to the Lawler double with 2 outs. He clears the bases. Once again, the St. Louis Browns showing they can pound the ball. Could be another slugfest here at Fenway for the Browns. Here comes Dick Kokos. He's 0 for 1. Dobson rubs up the baseball. Slams it into his glove. Back up on the hill. Toes that rubber. Looks in at Tibbetts. Here's the pitch. Kokos strikes outside. Retired. He got him on the curveball. But St. Louis strikes and strikes hard. 3 runs in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. St. Louis Browns 3. The Boston Red Sox nothing. 2 up in the bottom of the second. Goodman, Dorr, and Zeke Zarella. Here comes Billy the Kid Goodman. He went 3 for 3 in Game 1 of the tournament, playing right field. He had a double and 2 runs scored. In actuality, Billy the Kid Goodman, as I call him, batted .354, 4 home runs, 68 runs driven in. Overmeyer's ready to work. Here's the pitch. Goodman swings at the slow dribbler down to third. Seavers charges. He fires to first. Not in time. Billy Goodman keeps his consecutive hits alive as now he's 4 for 4, an infield single. Hitting from the left side gave him those extra steps on the slow dribbler to third. And here comes Bobby Dorr. Bobby Dorr in Game 1 of the tournament against the Cincinnati Reds, 0 for 3. He did score 2 runs, though. In actuality, Bobby Dorr hit .294, 27 home runs, 119 runs driven in. Overmeyer looks to first, Leinart holding Goodman on. Now he gets a sign from Lawler. Here's the pitch to Dorr. Dorr swings. That ball goes out to left field. Kokos on the run, but it goes foul. The count is now no balls, 2 strikes. Goodman at first, Dorr back at the plate. Here is the windup and the pitch. Dorr swings. That ball is going to left center field. Kokos going back. He reaches up, makes the catch. 1 down. Retreating back to first is Goodman. Here comes Zeke Zarella, getting his first appearance in the tournament. Zarella batted .325, 9 home runs, 73 runs driven in for the Boston Red Sox in 1950. Lefty-lefty matchup. Zarella batted .335 off left-handed pitching. Goodman at first. Overmeyer looks to Leinart. Now in at Lawler. He rocks and fires. Zarella swings. Ground ball to Seavers. His only play is the first, and he gets some. So there's 2 outs. Goodman advances to second base. And here comes the catcher, Birdie Tibbetts. Tibbetts batting .750 in this tournament. 3 for 4. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. In actuality, Mr. Tibbetts, .310, 8 home runs, 45 runs driven in. Goodman will be off on contact with 2 outs at second base. Friend trying to cheat towards second to keep Goodman close. Overmeyer looks over his shoulder. Now in at Lawler. Here's the pitch to Tibbetts. And that's going to be a shot to left field. It's going to drop in, and Billy Goodman scores. The Red Sox are on the board thanks to the clutch 2-out single by Birdie Tibbetts. It's now 3-1. And here comes the pitcher, Joe Dobson. Dobson batted .214 in 1950 with 9 RBIs. He will take. Here's the pitch by Overmeyer. Ball 1. Dobson to take again. Ball 2. Puts the bat on his shoulders. Lawler imploring Overmeyer to throw a strike. And there it is. The curveball made it in there that time. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Tibbetts will be off on contact with 2 outs. He's being held on at first by Leinart. Overmeyer gets the sign. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Joe Dobson. And Dobson strikes outside, retired. The Red Sox do get 1 back. We go to the top of the third. The St. Louis Browns 3, the Boston Red Sox 1. Due up for the Browns, Leinart, Coleman, and Severs. Dobson looking for a much more fruitful inning than the top of the second. Leinart's 1 for 1. Dobson's ready to work. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball past Bobby Doerr, and that will be a single to right center. So the leadoff runner's on. Leinart, he's now 2 for 2. Dropo will hold him on. Again, the St. Louis Browns are upset-minded here, folks. They have already knocked the Brooklyn Dodgers out in a slugfest, and they want to do the same to the Boston Red Sox. Here comes Ray Coleman. He's 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. Coleman batted .288 off right-handed pitching. Stevens and Doerr want to turn 2 up the middle. Dobson throws to first, and Dropo applies the tag, but not in time, as Leinart got back safely. Dobson gets the ball back. Looks to first. Here's the pitch to Coleman. That ball goes to right field. Zarella going back. And that's going to be off the wall. It's going to be a double for Coleman. Leinart's being waved around. And again, we will try to go to Bobby Doerr and then home. Here's a throw to Doerr. Doerr fires to Tibbetts. Here comes Leinart. And he slides in safely. It's 4 to 1. And a hush has come over the crowd here at Fenway, as the hopes of a Boston-Boston semifinal aren't looking too good right now. Top of the third, no outs. Runner at second. It's 4 to 1 St. Louis. The Browns, that is. Here comes Roy Severs. He's 0 for 1. He has a chance to knock that duck in off that pond. Coleman's at second in scoring position. Bobby Doerr cheats towards the bag, trying to keep Coleman honest. Dobson nods his head. He sets and delivers. Severs swings. That ball's going out to left center field. DiMaggio makes a fine running catch. Coleman tags up. DiMaggio throws to third, but Coleman is in there safe, as the St. Louis Browns have been taking the extra base on the Red Sox outfielders. 1 out. Coleman's now 90 feet away from another important run here at Fenway. No lead is safe at Fenway Park. Browns currently lead 4 to 1. Coleman at third, and at the plate comes Ken Wood. He is 1 for 1. Singled to left center. He's also driven in 5 runs in this tournament, all against the Cincinnati Reds. He has a chance to drive in number 6. First base is open. On deck is Upton, and we are going to walk Wood. So runners on the corners. It sets up the double play. Dobson will now face Tom Upton, who walked his first time up, batting .500 in the tournament. Stevens and Doerr want to turn 2 and keep it a 3-run deficit for the Boston Red Sox. Tibbetts pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Upton. That's a grounder to Stevens. He moves towards the bag. He flips to Bobby Doerr. And a hard slide by Wood again prevents the double play. Run scores from third. Upton will get the RBI and the fielder's choice as they don't turn 2. And it's now 5 to 1. The Browns have a 4-run lead, as the silence is deafening here at Fenway. So 2 outs. Upton's at first, and here comes the number 8 batter, the second baseman, Owen Friend. He's 1 for 1. Dobson up to 61 pitches. He's good for 135. The Red Sox have bullpen action going. Here's the pitch to Friend. And he strikes him outside, retired. But St. Louis tacks 2 more runs on, and it's now 5 to 1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order for the Red Sox. DiMaggio, Pesky, and Stevens. If anyone gets on, Dropo. Dominic DiMaggio is 0 for 1. Stubby Overmyer is ready to work. The windup and the pitch to the little professor. DiMaggio swings. That ball goes deep to center field. Coleman going back and makes the catch at the wall. 1 down. Here comes Johnny Pesky. He's 1 for 1. He had a single in the first inning. 1 out, no one on. Lawler sets the target. Here's the pitch by Overmeyer. And that's a line out to Leinart. So the Red Sox have hit the ball hard with their first 2 batters, but have only have 2 outs to show. So 2 outs, no one on. Here comes Vern Stevens. He is 0 for 1. Stevens had 30 home runs in 1950. He'd love to jack one out of Fenway. Browns lead 5-1. Overmeyer on the mound for the Browns. Takes that deep breath. Looks in. He gets the sign from Lawler. Here's the pitch to Vern Stevens. Stevens, a slow dribbler to second. Owen has it. Throws to Leinart side. Retired. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox. We go to the top of the 4th. 5-1 St. Louis. Due up for the Browns. Overmeyer, Lawler, and Kokos. Overmeyer's 0 for 1. Dobson's up to 65 pitches. Good for 135. He has to settle down. He has given up 5 runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings combined. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch by Dobson. Overmeyer swings. Ground ball to short. Stevenson has it. Over to Dropo. 1 down. Top of the order. Sherm Lawler is 2 for 2. How do you do for Mr. Sherm Lawler? He singled in the first. Doubled off the wall and left. Knocking in Upton and Overmeyer. Dobson has been befuddled by Sherm Lawler. Let's see if he can solve the Rubik's Cube called Sherm Lawler. Here is the pitch. Lawler swings. That's a pop-up. Pesky calling for it at third. He's under it. He makes the catch. What a catch by Johnny Pesky. He struggled with it, but then reached into the stands and made the catch. So there's 2 outs. Base is empty. Here comes Dick Kokos. He is 0 for 2. Dobson desperately wants a 1-2-3 inning here for the BOS Sox. Tibbetts pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Kokos. And that ball goes to center field. DiMaggio's going back, reaches up, he makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Browns. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The St. Louis Browns 5, the Boston Red Sox 1. Due up for Boston. Dropo, Goodman, and Dorr. If anyone gets on, Zeke Zarella. Dropo's 0 for 1. He's 0 for 6 in the playoffs. Overmeyer up to 39 pitches. Good for 135. Looks in towards the plate. Nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Dropo. Dropo swings. That ball's going to center field. Coleman on the run. He makes the catch. 1 down. Here comes Billy Goodman. Billy the Kid had an infield hit his first time up. He's now 4 for 4 in this tournament. 3 runs scored, a double. Lefty-lefty matchup. Again, Billy the Kid batted .306 off left-handed pitching. Lawler goes through the signs. Overmeyer shakes his head. Lawler goes through the signs again. Now Overmeyer nods his head. Here's the pitch to Goodman. That's a swing, and that's going out to right center field. Wood is there and makes the running catch. Billy Goodman is finally retired in this tournament. So there's 2 down, no one on, and here comes Bobby Dorr. He is 0 for 1. Dorr had 27 home runs in 1950. So far, Stubby Overmeyer, the lefty, has befuddled the Red Sox. Can he keep his bewitching moments going? We shall see. Here's the pitch to Bobby Dorr. Dorr swings, and that is past the lunge of Upton into left field. Dorr's trying to stretch it out into 2, and he is out. He is thrown out by the left fielder as Bobby Dorr tried to stretch a single into a double, but is gunned out by Kokos. And bad base running by Bobby Dorr, down 4 runs. Side retired. We go to the top of the 5th, 5-1 St. Louis Browns. Due up for St. Louis, Leinart, Coleman, and Severs. Leinart's 2 for 2. Dobson has to bear down here. Can't give up any more runs. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Leinart. And that's going to be a single to right center field. DiMaggio fields it. Cuts it off before it can gap him and Zeke Zarella. So a leadoff single for Leinart. And here comes Ray Coleman. He is 1 for 2. He has grounded to second in the first, and in the third he doubled off the right field wall, scoring Leinart. Again, Stevenson Door up the middle, looking to turn 2. Righty-lefty matchup for Joe Dobson. Dobson looks to first. Here's the pitch to Coleman. That's a hard ground ball past Stevens, and that's another hit for Coleman. First and second, no outs. The first 2 runners are on. Again, the Red Sox frantically get their bullpen up. As here comes Roy Sievers. He is 0 for 2. Only a 2 out of 10 bunter, so I don't think they're going to do that, though he is a 5 out of 10 hit and run. That would be the unorthodox play. I've done that before, but I don't think the computer will. Bertie Tippett quickly has a word with Joe Dobson on the mound. Back behind the plate now. Squats down. Wiggles the fingers. Dobson nods his head. Tippett sets the target. Here is the pitch to Sievers. And that's a shot to right field. And that's going to go to the wall. Leinart scores. There's a throw to second. Sliding in safely is Sievers. He has a double. It's now 6-1. Oh my Lord. The fans are in shock here at Fenway. Just in shock. Hello, Juan Redmond. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining our fine crew of friends in the chat. The Boston semifinal is not looking too good right now. And it's 6-1. No outs, second and third. The Red Sox will pull their infield in. Let's see what we have. Oh, the wrong bullpen. Let's go to the Red Sox bullpen. They do not have a stellar pitching staff. Let's display all. Mel Parnell is available on short rest for 20 pitches. Righty. He can be a lefty specialist. All righties coming up now. Harry Taylor will come out of the bullpen. That's it for Joe Dobson. Actually, let's cancel that for a moment. Go back to lineup. Dobson's up third, but we're not taking Bobby Doerr out of the game, so Harry Taylor will go into the 9 spot. Taylor, 2 wins, no losses, 19 innings pitched. He had a 1.42 earned run average. Right-handers only batted 121 off of him. In the playoff, he only faced 1 batter, and he gave up a hit. So the infield is in. No outs. 6-1 St. Louis. Taylor's done with his warm-up tosses. Wood steps back in the batter's box. Ken Wood singled in the second and was intentionally walked in the third. Taylor toes the rubber, looks in at Tibbetts. Here's the pitch to Wood. Ground ball to Pesky, comes charging in, he fires to Dropo. 1 down. Runners hold. So 1 out, runners at second and third still. Here comes Upton. Upton's 0 for 1. Again, the Red Sox pull their infield in. Upton batted .230 off right-handed pitching. Taylor takes a deep breath out on that mound. Here's the pitch to Upton. That's a hard ground ball. Pass Stevens. 1 run scores. The ball gets to Goodman in the outfield. They're waving Sievers around. Goodman will throw home. Here's the throw by Billy the Kid Goodman, sliding in safely as Sievers and advancing to second base is Upton. And the route is on here at Fenway. 8-1 In this shocker, the St. Louis Browns are trying to do to the Red Sox what they did to the Brooklyn Dodgers in round 1. So 1 out, Upton in scoring position at second, and here comes Owen Friend. He's 1 for 2. Tibbetts sets the target. Here's the pitch to Friend, and he strikes him out. So there's 2 outs, and here comes the pitcher, Stubby Overmeyer. Overmeyer has an RBI today. When he had a force out, but Upton Wood did score on that play. So 2 outs, runner at second. Here is the pitch by Taylor, and that's a shot to right field. Zeke Zarella charges it, but he will have no play at the plate as Upton was off on contact. And oh my God, it is now 9-1. Again, the silence is deafening here at Fenway Park. And it's now the top of the order, Sherm Lawler, who's 2 for 3. Overmeyer at first, Dropo holding him on. Taylor looks in at Tibbetts. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Lawler, and he walked him. Red Sox have pitchers up in their pen, and that's going to be it for Mr. Taylor. Taylor goes 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits and 1 earned run, walked 1, struck out 1. Here comes a lefty, Kokos. And they're going to go with Mickey McDermott out of the pen. McDermott, 7 wins, 3 losses, 5 saves. Walked 124, struck out 96. Lefties only batted 179 off of him. And Kokos only batted 226 off left-handed pitching. McDermott done with his warm-up tosses. 2 outs, 2 on, 9-1 St. Louis. Kokos digs in. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch by McDermott, and he strikes him out. Finally, the side is retired, but St. Louis strikes for 4 runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th. They have a commanding 8-run lead. St. Louis 9, Boston 1. 2 up for the Red Sox, Al Zeke Zarella, Bertie Tibbetts, and the pitcher McDermott. He'll be pinch hit for. All players are eligible in this tournament. There is no roster limit. So if you played during the year for that team, regardless if you got traded or not, in my one-and-done tournaments, they are all eligible. The Red Sox need to start chipping away at this mammoth lead here. Zarella's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by Overmeyer. Zarella swings, and that's a fly ball to Woods. He moves towards right center, and he makes the catch, 1 down. Stubby Overmeyer is pitching like Cy Young today. So 1 out, no one on. Bertie Tibbetts steps to the plate. He is 1 for 1. He will take. Ball 1, he'll take again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tibbetts ready to grip and rip. Lawler wiggles the finger, sets the target. Overmeyer delivers. Tibbetts ground ball at third. Seaver's charger, he fires a Leinart for out number 2. So 2 down, no one on. McDermott, the pitcher, comes up, but he will not come to bat. The Red Sox will go to their bench. And Tom Wright the right fielder will come in to pinch hit. So here comes Wright, getting his first opportunity in this tournament. Wright 318 with 20 RBIs, no home runs. He batted 333 off left-handed pitching. Lefty-lefty matchup. 2 outs, base is empty. Overmeyer looking for another 1-2-3 inning here for the St. Louis Browns. The windup and the pitch to right. That's a slow roller to Friend, who fires to Lionheart. 1-2-3. Once again go the Red Sox. As the moans and groans from the crowd as we go to the top of the sixth. 9-1 St. Louis Browns. Anything can happen in a one-and-done tournament. As Stubby Overmeyer is out dueling the Red Sox pitching and their batters. The new pitcher for the Boston Red Sox is going to be no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. Chuck Stobbs. Chuck Stobbs will come in the 9 spot. Stobbs, 12 wins, 7 losses, 1 save, 5.16 earned run average. Struck out 78, walked 88. The adventures of the Red Sox pitching of 1950. He's ready to work, and he's going to start off with a very tough customer, Don Leinhardt. He is 3 for 3. His current average in the tournament is 750, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. He's a left-handed thrower. Leinhardt only batted .259 off lefties. Stobbs delivers. And Leinhardt goes down on strikes, 1 away. He'll now face Ray Coleman, who is 2 for 3. He grounded out, doubled, knocking in a run, and singled. A lefty-lefty matchup. Coleman only batted .191 against left-handed pitching. Stobbs gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Coleman. It's a pop-up. Dropo's calling for it at first, waving off Bobby Doerr, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Stobbs gets the ball, wants to work quickly. Here comes Roy Sievers, a third baseman, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Tibbetts sets the target. Here's the pitch by Stobbs. That's a ball, goes out to left field. Billy Goodman going back, and he makes the catch. 1-2-3. Go the Browns. Red Sox desperately needed a 0 in that inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 9-1 St. Louis here at Fenway Park. Due up for the beleaguered and disbelieving Boston Red Sox as they trail by 8. Top of the order, Dominic DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky, Vern Stevens. If anyone gets on, Walt Dropo. The little professor, Dominic DiMaggio, is 0 for 2. Overmeyer, only 58 pitches so far. Good for 135. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. DiMaggio swings, and that's a single to left. Leadoff runner on. Here comes Johnny Pesky. He's 1 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Lawler pounds him in. Overmeyer's ready. Here's the pitch to Pesky. And Pesky walks. So the Red Sox have 2 runners on. Here comes Vern Stevens. Crowd's getting a little excited here. Stevens is 0 for 2. As they play charge here, the Red Sox fans trying to get revved up. Or is it just them whistling through the graveyard? No outs, 2 on. Here is the pitch to Vern Stevens, the man who had 30 home runs and 144 runs driven in 1950. Stevens strikes out. Stevens doesn't like the call on that pitch. Goes back to the bench. So 1 out, 2 on. Here comes Walt Dropo, who has been dreadful. 0 for 7. Needs a break out of it. Dropo had 34 home runs in 1950 with 144 runs knocked in. 0 for 2 today. Overmeyer gets a sign from Lawler. The windup and the pitch. Dropo swings, and that shot's into left. And we will hold DiMaggio at third. So bases will be loaded. 1 out as Walt Dropo gets his first hit. And here comes Billy the Kid. Billy Goodman. He's 1 for 2 today. He's batting .800. 4 for 5. A double and 3 runs scored. They need Billy to come up with a big hit here. He did knock in 68 runs in 1950. He only had 4 home runs, though. He wants to find a gap here. Lawler goes out to have a word with Overmeyer, met on the mound by Leinhart. Meeting adjourned, players back to their positions. The Red Sox must strike now if they have any hope to get back in this ball game. They trail by 8. St. Louis 9, Boston 1. Here's the pitch to Goodman. Goodman swings. That's a line shot, and Coleman catches it. And DiMaggio tags and scores, and Pesky tags from second and goes to third. So Goodman hit it hard. Coleman went back, made an excellent running catch. The Red Sox only get 1, though. It's now 9-2. And here comes Bobby Doerr. Bobby Doerr's 1 for 2. Bobby Doerr had 27 round trippers in 1950. Runners would be off on contact with 2 outs. Pesky at third, Dropo at first. Here's the pitch to Bobby Doerr. Doerr swings, slow dribbler down the third base line. Seaver has it. He throws the first. In time, Bobby Doerr is out. The Red Sox only get 1. We go to the top of the 7th. 9-2 St. Louis. Due up for the Browns. Wood, Upton, and Friend. Ken Wood is 1 for 2. Stobbs back out on the hill. Here's the pitch to Wood. Grounder to Stevens. He backhands at short, throws to Dropo, 1 down. Here comes Tom Upton. He has 3 ribbies today. He's 1 for 2. Stobbs on the rubber. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Upton. And he walked him. Stobbs up to 25 pitches. He is good for 70. Upton, 7 out of 10 base running ability. Dropo holding him on. Stobbs at 7 when it comes to hold. Stobbs throws over. Upton just back in time. Stobbs throws over again. Again, Upton just back. Stobbs looks to Dropo. Now in at Tibbetts. Friend at the plate. 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Owen Friend. That ball is going deep. And off the Green Monster. Goodman plays it. They're going to wave Upton around. He has very good speed. Goodman will try to fire to the plate. They throw to Pesky. Here's the throw to the plate. Here comes Upton. Here comes the tag, and he's safe. Tibbetts protests, but they're not changing the call. It's now 10-2. St. Louis gets that run right back, and again, it is a 8-run lead. The 1-out double by Friend. Here comes Overmeyer. He is 1 for 3 with a ribby. Here's the pitch by Stobbs. Oh my God, he walked the pitcher. Stobbs, in a heated discussion, the manager comes out. Joe McCarthy, none too happy, comes out to protect both Stobbs and Tibbetts. So this could be Stobbs' last batter here. Ellis Kinder's coming in the game now. Stobbs is done. Kinder, 14 wins, 12 losses, 9 saves, 4.26 earned run average. In the playoff, he had a save in Game 1. Red Sox need to turn 2 here. Here's the pitch to Lawler. That's a grounder. Pesky comes charging in. He fires to first. I don't think that's in time. Oh, they just get him. Wow. Nice stretch by Walt Dropo. 2 down, runners at second and third. Lawler protested a bit, but then went back to the dugout. Here's Dick Kokos. He is 0 for 4. Kindredge looking to get that third and final out here. Red Sox trail by 8. St. Louis 10. Boston 2. Tibbetts sets the target. Here's the pitch to Kokos. That's a shot. DiMaggio will not get. It's gone to the triangle. DiMaggio raced for it, then looked up. A 3-run blast by Kokos. And you can hear everyone's beer, popcorn, and hot dogs drop here at Fenway to the floor. It is now 13-2. The St. Louis Browns are shellacking the Boston Red Sox. It is not looking good for a Boston-Boston semifinal here. And here comes Don Leinhardt, who has 3 hits today. That home run was 392 to the triangle. 2 outs, base is empty. Here is the pitch by Kinder to Leinhardt. And he walked him, as the Red Sox pitching has been none too good today, no matter who they've brought in. Kinder throws to first. Leinhardt gets back, dives back, ahead of the Dropo tag. 13-2, 2 outs, runner at first. The windup and the pitch by Ellis Kinder. Coleman swings, a ground ball to Stevens. He makes a diving play. He throws the door covering at second. Side retired, but more damage done. St. Louis puts a 4 spot up in the top of the 7th. They now lead 13-2 over the Boston Red Sox and their dumbfounded fans. Shock has come over the stadium. The Fenway faithful are in mourning at the moment. Due up for Boston, Zeke Zarella, Birdie Tibbetts, and then the pitcher, Ellis Kinder, he'll be pinch hit for. Zarella's 0 for 2. Overmeyer, again, pitching like Cy Young. He's gone 6 innings so far. 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, struck out 2. Zarella's 0 for 2. Here is the pitch by Overmeyer. Zarella swings. And it's a fly ball to center. Coleman doesn't even have to move. 1 down. Here comes Birdie Tibbetts. He's going to take. Ball 1. Tibbetts to take again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tibbetts ready to grip and rip. Lawler pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here is the set and delivery by Overmeyer. Tibbetts swings. That ball goes to right field. Wood going back. Reaches up and makes the catch. 2 down. Here comes Ellis Kinder. He will not bat, actually. Red Sox go to their bench. And they will bring in Jimmy Pearsall, the crazy one. He only had 7 at-bats, but he batted... Oh, actually, no. They will not bring in the crazy one. I looked at the wrong column. They will bring in Clyde Vollmer. So here comes Clyde Vollmer. Vollmer batted .284, 7 home runs, 37 runs batted in, .310 off left-handed pitcher. 2 outs, no one on. Vollmer will take. And Overmeyer gets the curveball over for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Lawler wiggles the fingers. Overmeyer nods his head. Here's the pitch to Vollmer. Curveball grounded to a charging Stevens. He fires the first. And he beats it out. Infield hit by Vollmer. Red Sox stay alive in this inning. As Beatles Eternally has jumped back in the chat with the shocking news that the Browns lead the Red Sox 13-2. He says, wow. Here comes Dominic DiMaggio, 1 for 3, 2 outs, runner at first. Why they're holding him on is beyond me. They're up 11 runs. But here's the pitch to the little professor. That ball goes to right field. Wood has a beat on it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. We go to the top of the 8th. With every out the Red Sox make, the moans and groans of the Fenway faithful become more miserable. The new pitcher for Boston. Righty. Bunch of righties. Man, is their pitching bad. All hands on deck here. Wow. It's just horrible. I mean, it doesn't matter, really. Well, we're going to go with the youngster here. I don't know if he's a youngster. He only had 4 innings pitched. All righties. Actually, you know what? We'll go with the guy who only threw an inning in the 3rd. Righties didn't get a hit off him. Lefties got hits. So Phil Marchildon will come in to pitch. Marchildon, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, walked 2, 6.75 earned run average. They'll face all righties, Severs, Wood, and Upton. Here's the pitch to Severs, who's 1 for 4. And they come with a pinch hitter, who's also a right-handed batter, Billy Summers, who's batting .333 in the tournament. He was 1 for 3 in Game 1 against the Dodgers with a run scored. In 1950, batted .255 with 14 ribbies. Marchildon gets the sign from Tibbetts. Here's the pitch to Summers. Ground ball to Stevens. He throws to first, 1 down. Here comes another righty, Ken Wood. He's 1 for 3. Marchildon, he's ready. He sets and delivers. Wood swings. That ball goes to center field. DiMaggio has a beat on it, and he makes the catch at the warning track. 2 down. Red Sox 1 out away from a 1-2-3 inning. So 2 outs, top of the 8th. Base is empty. 13-2 lead for the St. Louis Browns. Here's the pitch to Upton. And they're going to change now, and they go to Hank Arft. He's 0 for 1 in the tournament. He was a pinch hitter in Game 1 against the Dodgers. In actuality, .268, 1 home run, 32 runs batted in. And that's going to be it for Marchildon. He's a lefty. Mel Parnell will come out of the pen. He started Game 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here is the windup and the pitch by Parnell. And he strikes him out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Browns have a commanding 11-run lead. St. Louis 13, Boston 2. Stubby Overmeyer still on the mound. 7 innings so far, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. He's up to 90 pitches. He's good for 135. What's Blazing in Sports jumped in the chat. How are you, my friend? Remember to check out What's Blazing in Sports. Excellent boxing channel. He does a wonderful job with his live chat and very knowledgeable about the pugilistic endeavors. He is a boxer and trainer, but most importantly, he's one heck of a father. How is the little man on this Friday evening, my friend? As he says, happy Friday to all. So here comes Johnny Pesky to face Overmeyer. He's 1 for 2. Lawler pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch by Overmeyer. Pesky swings, and that's a single up the middle, past the dive of Friend. Leadoff single for Pesky. Here comes Vern Stevens. He's 0 for 3. Overmeyer rocks and fires. It's a wild pitch. Pesky moves up to second. It counts now 1 ball, no strikes. Stevens will take. And there's a strike. Slider in there. So 1-1 count. Pesky at second. Stevens 0 for 3 at the plate. Overmeyer looks towards Lawler at home. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Vern Stevens. That ball is going deep to left field, but Kokos is there. He makes the catch in front of the wall. Pesky has No, we're not going to tag him up from second. We're down a gazillion runs. He'll hold. So 1 out. Pesky's at second. Here comes Walt Dropo. He is 1 for 3. Dropo will take. Strike in there. Curveball in there. Inside corner at the knees. Dropo asks for time. Now steps back in the box. Overmeyer peers in at Lawler. The windup and the pitch. Dropo swings. That ball goes to left. Kokos comes in a bit and makes the catch route. Number 2, Pesky retreats back to second base. And again, we will not tag. So 2 outs. And here comes Billy the Kid. Billy Goodman. Goodman, 1 for 3. Pesky's at second. He'll be off on contact with 2 outs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Goodman to take. Curveball in there again. No balls, 1 strike. Billy the Kid in the hole. He awaits the Overmeyer offering, and here it is. Goodman swings, and he lines out to Owen Friend, who robs him of a hit. Side retired. We go to the top of the 9th. St. Louis Browns 13. The Boston Red Sox 2. Before this game started, there weren't visions of sugar plums in Red Sox fans' head, or Boston baseball fans' head. There were visions of a Boston semifinal between the Braves and the Red Sox. The Braves have made it there, but the Red Sox, not so much. So Parnell's on the mound. Friend at the plate. Parnell delivers. That ball goes out to center field. Dominic DiMaggio on the run, and he reaches up and makes the catch. The little professor covers a lot of ground out in center. So 1 down. Here comes Overmeyer. He's 1 for 3. Parnell works quickly. And he strikes him out. Here comes Lawler, 2 for 4. Tibbetts sets the target. Parnell rocks and fires. And he walked him. That could be it for Parnell. 25 pitches, he's done. Stepping to the plate, the left-handed batter, Dick Kokos. And who gets lefties out on my team? Charlie. Wow, how do you pronounce this guy's name? Scamps. Come in the game. Bat 9th. Charlie Scants. 3 wins, 2 losses. Wow. Earned run average 8.74. Lefty's only batted 161 off of him. So 2 outs. Lawler at first. He'll be off on contact. Here's the pitch to Kokos, who's 1 for 5. And he walks. Of course he does. So first and second. And here comes Leinart. And that's going to be it for Mr. Charlie. Red Sox again go back to their bullpen. And what misery do we have left in the bullpen? James Atkins will come in. Try to get the 3rd and final out here in the top of the 9th. 2 outs, 2 on. 13-2 Browns. Leinart's 3 for 4. He has singled in the 1st and 3rd and 5th. Struck out in the 6th, walked in the 7th. Atkins done with his warm-up tosses. He threw 4 innings in 1950, 3.86 earned run average. And of course, struck out none, walked 4. Righties only batted .250 off of him. Tibbetts sets the target. Here's the pitch by Atkins. And he walks. The bases loaded. 2 outs, no place to put Ray Coleman. Lefty's only batted .222 off Atkins if he can get the ball over the plate. Might be a reason why he only threw 4 innings for the Red Sox. The lefty options here are horrible. Atkins will try to get the third and final out here. Takes a deep breath. Here's the pitch to Coleman. And he walks in a run. It's now 14-2. The Browns have scored 2 touchdowns. The Patriots have a safety. Alrighty, base is still loaded, and here comes Summers. Again, Atkins takes a deep breath. Tibbetts imploring him to throw strikes. Here is the windup and the pitch. And before that happens, the pinch hitter comes up. Les Moss, who's 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter in Game 1 against the Dodgers. In actuality, 266, 8 home runs, 34 runs driven in. 266 off lefties, 266 off righties, thus gives you, in total, a 266 average. Here's the pitch to Moss. That's a shot to center field. DiMaggio goes back, and he makes the catch right in front of the wall. The Browns tack on one more just for ha-ha's sake. It's now 14-2 St. Louis Browns over the Boston Red Sox. So, the Boston Red Sox in 1950 won 94 games. The Browns won 58, and guess who's right about to go out? The Boston Red Sox. Anything can happen in one and done, folks. That's why we love one and done so much. As we have Clinton Parks in the house. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. You have just tuned in to my version in this one and done tournament of the Boston Massacre. St. Louis Browns are 3 outs away from advancing to the semifinals against the Boston Braves. Bobby Doerr's 1 for 3. Overmeyer on the mound. 99 pitches. He's still going strong. He's pitched 8 innings, 8 hits, only 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Doerr will take. Strike 1, Overmeyer gets I don't know what that pitch was. It looked like a slider. So, no balls, 1 strike. Doerr's ready to grip and rip. Red Sox need runners and lots of them. Overmeyer sets. Here's the pitch to Bobby Doerr. That's a hard grounder to third, to first. 1 down. So we have some replacements, and this makes no sense. So for oh, it's because of the pinch hitting. That's why. They brought in Snuffy Sternwis. What a name. Snuffy Sternwis, who just made the play at third. At short is Billy DeMars. And everyone else is the same. So 1 out. Here comes Al Zeke Zarella. He is 0 for 3. Overmeyer up to 101 pitches. Here's the pitch to Zarella. And he goes the other way, a single to left. As Sternweiss made a lunge at it, but could not make the play. Here comes Birdie Tibbetts. In the on-deck circle, Ted Williams. Tibbetts is 1 for 3. Meinhardt's holding Zarella on for some odd reason. The computer loves to hold people on. They have a 12-run lead. Here's the pitch to Tibbetts. And he strikes out. Atkins comes to the plate, but he will not come to the plate as Ted Williams is at bat. In the on-deck circle, here comes Teddy Ballgame, the Red Sox last hope to extend the game. Williams did not get the start today. Williams only batted .267 off left-handed pitching. Billy Goodman hit over 300. Lefty Koufax in the house. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. All right, the St. Louis Browns, 1 out away from an improbable semifinal berth. They have upset the Brooklyn Dodgers and now on the verge of not just upsetting but crushing the Boston Red Sox here at Fenway Park. If they get this last out, they will have a date with the Boston Braves at Braves Field. Here is the pitch to Teddy Ballgame. Williams grounds it to Friend, who flips to DeMars. Ball game over. The St. Louis Browns 14, the Boston Red Sox 2. The Red Sox are eliminated. The fans here at Fenway are in total shock. The Browns are going nuts on the field. They have a date with destiny, and destiny's name, the Boston Braves at Braves Field. The St. Louis Browns defeated the Dodgers in round one, the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field in a slugfest, 11-8. Let me just double check that score. Yeah, 11-8. That was one of the most unbelievable games I played. I managed them, and now the computer manages them and beats me as the Boston Red Sox, as I always manage Boston teams. Let's go to the box score. Wow, not much to say here for the Red Sox except they can go snooze. The winning pitcher, Stubby Overmeyer. The loser, Joe Dobson, who is just not good. All the Red Sox pitching in this game was awful. Overmeyer also is a player of the game. Bring up the box score. There's the box score. It'll be up momentarily. Before we do that, we have a tradition here to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Lefty Koufax, Clinton Parks, What's Blazing in Sports. Remember to check out his channel. That's What's Blazing in Sports. Excellent pugilistic knowledge. Also check out Clinton Parks' channel. Tremendous baseball knowledge there. Beatles Eternally. D. Scott Howard. I missed D. Scott Howard. I apologize, but I'll catch him on the way out. Thank you very much, my friend. You missed the Boston Massacre, 1950 style. Mark Forsberg has joined us once again in the chat. Greatly appreciate that. Juan Redmond. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Check out Higher Ground Gaming with Eric. Sports and RPG play. He has a Bobby Orr first season retro replay going, and you can also meet Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. PB4 Gaming, who jumped in to say hi. Greatly appreciate that. My good friend PB4 Gaming, fine young gentleman. Check out his channel. And I think that's it. So, unfortunately, as Mark Forsberg says, everyone have a great night. The game was not entertaining. I hope I was. We saw a lot of action. It was lopsided. This was a lopsided decision for the St. Louis Browns. Let's just get to it. Wow. The Browns had 40 at-bats, 14 runs, 14 hits, 14 RBIs. Fours are quite wild. 10 walks, struck out 7 times, 4 doubles, no triples, 1 home run. As a team, they batted .387. So Lawler, the catcher, went 2 for 4, a run scored, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Kokos, the left fielder, 1 for 5, a run scored, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Leinart, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 walks, and a K. Coleman, the center fielder, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a double. Severs, the third baseman, 1 for 4, a run scored, an RBI, and a double. Summers, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Moss, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Stern, Weiss came in defensively. He's horrible at third, but because of all the moves they made, he played third at the end. Wood, 1 for 4, a run scored, and a walk, the right fielder. Upton, the shortstop, 1 for 2, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks. Arf, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. DeMars came in to play defense in the 9th, again because of all the switching. He's not that good of a shortstop. Friend, the second baseman, 2 for 5, a run scored, and an RBI, 2 strikeouts, and a double. Overmeyer, the pitcher, even chipped in with a hit. He was 1 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 1 K. For the Red Sox, 35 at-bats, 2 runs, 9 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. They are dejected, sitting in their dugout. They haven't even gone to the clubhouse yet. They were expecting a Boston-Boston semifinal. Yep, just 1 home run, Clinton, and it was Kokos. His 1 hit was a home run. So Dominic DiMaggio, 1 for 4, 1 run scored. Johnny Pesky, 2 for 3 with a walk. Stevens 0 for 4, Dropo 1 for 4. Those guys each had 144 RBIs, and they did nothing in this game, as Overmeyer shut them down. Billy the Kid Goodman 1 for 4, runs scored and an RBI. He played over Williams. Bobby Doerr 1 for 4, Zarella 1 for 4, Tibbetts 1 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Dobson the pitcher 0 for 1 with a K. Then you had Taylor, McDermott, Wright. Taylor, McDermott pitched, did not hit. Wright, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1. Stobbs pitched, did not hit. Kinder pitched, did not hit. When I say pitch, pretty much none of the Red Sox pitchers actually pitched. They were all horrible. Vollmer, the pinch hitter, had an infield single. Mark Chaldon pitched, did not hit. Parnell pitched, did not hit. Scans pitched, did not hit. Atkins pitched, did not hit. Ted Williams, the final out, 0 for 1. 35 at-bats, as I stated, and only 2 runs. They batted .300 as a team. The Red Sox go down in a miserable blaze, 14-2 to the Browns. The Browns, once again, and it's shocking, the Browns have upset 2 very good teams, the Dodgers and the Red Sox. The Browns only had 58 wins. That's why I love the one-and-done tournaments. I was so looking forward to a Boston semifinal, but I counted the chickens before the eggs hatched. I was going to flip the coin and everything. Remember, I was going to say, I'm going to be one of these Boston. Now I know I'm going to be the Braves. And the Braves will seek revenge against the Browns. All right. St. Louis, 7 batters to the plate in the second inning, scored 3 runs on 3 hits. Stubby Overmeyer hit a grounder, scoring a run. Sherm Lawler doubled, knocking in 2 3-0 Browns. Boston came back with 1 run in the bottom of the second. Birdie Tibbetts singled, scoring Goodman 3-1. That's the closest the Red Sox would be. In the third, the Browns scored 2 more runs. Ray Coleman doubled, scoring Leinart. Upton hit a grounder, scoring another run, made it 4-1. Browns in the fifth. The Browns sent 9 batters to the plate, scoring 4 runs on 5 hits and a walk. Roy Sievers doubled, scoring Leinart. Upton singled, scoring 2. Overmeyer singled, scoring Upton. 9-1. Browns. Boston would get 1 back in the bottom of the 6th. They'd have 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. They had bases loaded, but only could get 1 run knocked in. Billy Goodman had a sacrifice fly. It was a liner. 9-2. And that's the end of the Red Sox scoring. St. Louis would go on to score 5 more runs. In the 7th, they sent 8 batters to the plate, 4 runs, 2 hits, and 3 walks. Owen Friend doubled, scoring Upton, 10-2. Dick Cocos hit a 3-run blast, 13-2. In the 9th, St. Louis would tack 1 more on, give the Red Sox that big old kick in the groin when they were down. Ray Coleman walked with the bases loaded, made it 14-2, and that's how it ended. Don Leinart for St. Louis Browns, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. Sherm Lawler, 2 for 4, double, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Tom Upton, 1 for 2, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, and 2 walks. Stubby Overmeyer goes the distance, gets the win. Joe Dobson pooped the bed on the mound, gets the loss. Once again, the 1950 St. Louis Browns with 2 improbable wins. Round 1 over the Dodgers, and here at Fenway, crushing the Red Sox 14-2. They will advance to face the Boston Braves in the Bracket 1. If it's a semifinal, it would be the Bracket 1 final then, I believe. Yes, I have to double check that. But they'll face the Boston Braves. Al Red Sox fans saying thank you very much. Health, happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye, and God bless. Peace.